all is well. Hope all is good. Just saying what's up with you. So, it's another good morning. Good chill and chat coffee, man. Let's get it together, man. We'll go drink us a little coffee here. We'll talk about some stuff. Let's see. All right, yeah, that was a little loud right there. Let's get this up, yeah. So, yeah, what's going on, man? Good Tuesday to you, actually, man. After the holiday, I hope a lot of you guys got the 3-day weekend. You got a chance to do what you want to do. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Malcolm, can you hear me? Okay, cool. What's going on, Malcolm, man? Hey, man, I wanted to tell you this, man. Since you're on, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. I love your content, bro. Man, you keep it. Sorry about that. Let me do this right here. You keep it like really, really real, bro. I really love what you do. So one day, man, if you ever get a chance, man, you ever want to come on, man, I'd love to have you on, man, just to pick your brain, brother. Cause I as a brother that was formerly in law enforcement myself for quite a while, and just loving the games and loving life, man, doing what we do. Sorry about that. I'm just turning off these phones, man. I was running through there, man. I was kind of running to the stream late because I had some stuff going on, and I wanted to make sure I kept it at the right time, or as close to the right time as possible, that I didn't mess up anything. So can you guys can you hear the music? Can you hear the music, sir? All right. So yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad. Awesome. Cool. I would love to have you on too, bro. So let's just talk, man. So we here. Good morning. Like I said, once again, sipping. So we talk about, man, gaming, man. So I've been playing a lot of things, man. I've been on these two devices right here that's in front of me. We get these things crunk up. So uh, I purchased both of these new handheld units here. I have the ROG Ally, and I have my Steam Deck that's been twerked and worked. I know I've showed it a couple times. Clear back, 3 terabyte setup. I got a bunch of games and stuff on here, emulators, all kind of stuff. And I also have this jert right here. So I've been playing it also. Uh, I must admit though, I was gonna kind of take that thing back, man. I was right on the edge of taking this bad boy back. I was completely, uh, let's say, I was underwhelmed when I first got it. I mean, it's beautiful. The handheld itself is beautiful. It holds well. It holds well. The screen is dope. But I would be remiss to say that I wasn't loving it. I just wasn't in love with it. It's kind of funny. Like when I got my Steam Deck, it's like I loved it. I don't know what to say more about it. I just loved it. It was one of them situations where when I got it in my hand, maybe it was just because it was so new or whatever the situation was, that I just absolutely loved the form factor. I loved the way it felt. I loved everything about it. It just really, it really just grew on me. And after resetting it several times and playing with it, twerking it, and kind of getting it where I wanted, where I got the desktop where I wanted, it's kind of cool. And I will admit that I like this. I like the ROG. I did do some things to it that I kind of didn't know about at first, and then it kind of grew on me. But I was gonna make a video about this, but I think everybody should know that you can do this too. I mean, like, let me see if I can get this thing to zoom. So I got like live wallpapers. You can do all the kind of stuff. It's a PC, man. What else you expect? You know what I'm saying? It's a PC, so you can do all that good stuff. But just remiss reminisce that I'm gonna do some more stuff with it. I'm gonna figure it out. But the reason why I'm here today is because I want to talk three quarters. I mean, I know everybody's beat it to death over the weekend. I was out of town. I wasn't able to actually do a broadcast from where I was. So, I was just sitting back watching. I was watching a lot of stuff, man. But I wanted to give my 2 cents also, man. So, I haven't been the biggest proponent or negative person for the arcade. I bought one, um, and I like it. You know, I thought it was pretty good. I think that the form factor itself is really well put together. I um when I got mine, I was at a point where it was really cheap. What's up, man? You say you was playing with the Asus RG this morning. Yeah, honestly, more than Steam. It's easy to launch other apps. Yeah, I give you that. I mean, it is easier. I'm not. I mean, like I said, I think that when I said I didn't like it at first, I think it's because I didn't take the time to play with it. I found out that I had it in the docked mode for a long time without having it in gamepad mode, and it was just making everything go crazy. So once I figured that out, it just seemed like everything worked better. Um, I am looking at doing some dual boot stuff or doing like just running a emulator, not like EmuDeck. I'm probably gonna run something like CoinOps in the background so I can have a complete library, but it just be an app. It's just there, and it's just gonna be self-contained. It's just gonna work, and I'm just gonna be done with it. I'm not gonna do anything that I'm gonna want to twerk because I know myself. If I put something on there that I gotta tweak and twerk, I'll never play the game, and I'll be forever trying to add and tweak and do all this other stuff to it, and I just never really enjoyed it. That's one of my biggest problems with the Steam Deck when I first got it. I just never really enjoyed it. I loved it. I didn't enjoy it because I was always twerking little things. I was always in the mix of adding ROMs or making it play better or trying to make it look better or trying to make mine different from others and adding this and adding that and Hall of Face joysticks and SS, NVMe's and skins, and it just was a lot, until I just sat down and I realized, hey man, I'm done. I'm gonna stop, and I really enjoy it. My ROG, I'm gonna get it there too. I'm gonna keep my Steam Deck as a more emulation classic play setup, and I'm gonna make my ROG more AAA gaming setup. So I'll have both, and I'll be able to play with both, and be able to use both, equally depending on what I wanted to do. So that's where I'm at with both of them. I know some people are gonna say, well, why would you do that when you have one device that can do everything? But hey, I bought them. I mean, I don't really want it to go to waste, be dusty. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, appreciate it, man. So let's talk this three-quarter stuff. Um, I have my iArcade. What's in my other room? I have a whole two rooms with arcade games. It's funny, man. I said this a long time ago, and I know that people said that they didn't want to bring out emulation on it, and they didn't want to be able to work this other stuff where you could emulate the games, and you could put EmuDeck, or I mean not EmuDeck, but you can run like a CoinOps, or you can run anything on there, or MAME or whatever, because they didn't want iArcade to go out of business, or they didn't want them to have a situation where they made money. And I call bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. I own the At Games Legend Ultimate. I own the pinball machine. They're both right here in the background. One's over here, one's over here. And I bought it with the sole intent to know that I could play everything that came from factory on that machine. But I knew going into it, and I was a Gen 1 on both of these machines because that was what I wanted to do, knowing that I would be able to virtually or locally hook up either a thumb, where at the time CoinOps wasn't a thing. Well, it was a thing, but it wasn't on the At Games. But I knew that I could hook up my PC to either one, Oh, it's I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Yo, yo, what channel am I on? Oh, let's see. How about that? That should be better. All right, I increased my volume. That should be a much better. So, thanks, Sean. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so yeah, so I call bullshit on that because from thanks. So what I when I bought the Ad Games Legend, I knew that I was going to be running emulation on it. And it didn't stop anybody from buying the arcade. I mean, from the Ad Games Legend. You bought the Ad Games Legend, you bought all of the peripherals, you bought the marquees, you bought everything that came out with it. So it didn't stop people from buying it. They had their own store. People still bought games. They bought packs. They bought the machines. It's one of my better machines. I probably would never get rid of it because it's simply that. It's an emulation machine. I can run PC games, AAA games. If I want to run Street Fighter 6 on that thing, I can. All I can do is just boot up my PC, run the software, is sync it up, and I have 1080p, um, you know, Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 5 or Killer Instinct or anything on there. What's up, Reese? What's going on, brother? You I would have any of that on these machines. So when they said they wasn't gonna do that with the arcade, when they knew the sales were going down and they knew that the community was begging for them to do something, and you had somebody like Glenn or some of the Cold Mystics guys or any of the hacker crews that are out there that are like, hey, we can keep your stock machine, but add the ability for people to play what they want that you can't get. I think that that was a missed opportunity because what it would do, it because the hardware itself in the cabinet is so well built that people would continue to buy the cab. People like somebody mentioned it the other day, and I was looking back at it. That at one point in time, just empty cabs themselves cost so much that I'm going to the stores or ordering these cabs and having to build them and make them what they want to do. What you wanted was very expensive. You're talking about five, six, $700 for a build. So if you could buy a cab, I don't care who it's from, and it's solidly built, it has a good sound system, it has good colors, it has the ability to play, has great controls. I mean, and all you have to do is plug in something or whatever it is to make it work to give you what you want and what you need. That's a missed opportunity. I just call bullshit. I just think that they could have saved their whole company and they could be going through a whole new phase if they would have gone that route. You know, stop trying to give everybody, what you think they do or don't want, and you're fighting for these IPs. Don't fight for the IPs. Make the cabinet. You could be branching out and selling these cabinets. You know what, man? I got you. I wish I had my. Let me see if I can start this thing up here. Let's see my ninja chat. Yeah, I don't have my chat up right now. So if I could get it up, I would love to put it up there. But yeah, Reese, I mean, I would throw it up, but I got to get this thing working right. I'm just getting this stuff back up. But I agree with you, man. You agree, I agree that it was out there. It was just so simple, such an easy thing to do. Why is it something you can do now going out the door that you wouldn't consider when you were in the middle of your financial straits? If you can look down and project yourself 6 months in a business of being out of business and you're begging or you're pleading with people to get in business with you to make something happen, and then you have other people saying, well, and I understand they wanted to go their own route, but if you have companies that have made a way and they're continuing to do it, people are waiting on the new Legends, that new 4K Legends and the new Legends pinball that's coming out. People are waiting on it. So I don't get it. You say you have it was Shotgun Sean. I can't bring up my chat. So let me see what he says here. He says I agree. I have games on the arcade that are on other cabs too, and sound like the cab. If Glenn's deck came out before it could be, then multiple cabs, different skins due to. Of course, think about it. I mean, at that point, you're telling me I can buy a cabinet that I want. I particularly didn't buy one of the skin cabinets because I caught a great deal on the one I bought. I paid $300 for my cab, brand new, free shipping and everything. So I got into it gambling that one day this would come because I knew that from the rip, what they were offering, I didn't want. You know, say people been screaming for blank. See, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, man, people been asking for that man for a while. You know, and I don't feel bad right now if I take my cab and I skin it to whatever I want, and I make it, and I put any kind of hack in it. I'm not gonna feel bad, especially Glenn's, because I'll be able to retain the games that I paid for. It says number eight on so Shotgun Sean says number eight on Kickstarter for the basic cab. I love the design because I didn't want to dedicate art because dedicated art of a multicade. I got you. That's what I'm saying. It was beautifully simplistic. Big Reese, what's going on down under, brother? He says people been screaming for a blank cab for Arcade One Up for years. Of course, because Arcade One Up got their start. People don't realize this, but the majority, I'm not even gonna say majority, but a large number of people who bought the early Arcade One Ups modded them. You didn't buy them because you wanted to play Pac-Man forever. My first cab I bought for $50 from a guy when people still didn't know what these things were. I bought a Gen 1 Pac-Man cab. I bought plenty of cabs after that, Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, all this other stuff. But I never bought the cab with the intent to play Pac-Man. The first thing I did was I made it a deluxe Pac-Man cab. I built my own deck. I added track balls. I added everything to it. I went with a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. I did everything. I downloaded images. I completely created a multi-cab out of it. I had no intention of buying it to play Pac-Man. When I bought this At Games Legend, I didn't intend to solely play the games that were on that cab. You know, and it's kind of crazy that you wouldn't look at a formula that works. You at one time out of the 3/4 scale machines, you had Prince Malcolm says facts. You had the most powerful machine on the market. So it was no need to worry about it. Let's keep it 100. The offerings you were giving, you knew were trash. Even the people that were riding with you, when we as content creators sat behind the scenes, we love it. You had a couple of jewels in there that we love to play. Of course, like me myself, I'm a Bang Beats guy. I love stuff like that. I love Windjammers. I loved a couple of the other games. You really delivered when you deliver like Dragon's Lair, and you deliver Space Ace. You delivered those games, those hardcore, hard to emulate games, and they ran really, really well. So that's why I said I would never ever want to remove the gameplay from there because those games are so hard to emulate. Even if you build an emulation cab, they're hard to emulate. So when you got them down working, it was cool. Now, if you gave me the option to hit a button, then I can go play something else on the same cab using the same speakers and the same screen, at a good resolution, and the controls work. And now you have something like Glenn's, with Glenn's deck, which blew my mind that Glenn could come up with a deck, or you didn't partner directly with Glenn to come up with a deck that would give Gen 1 cab owners the ability to go with hot light guns and aftermarket peripherals. That's crazy because you lost a lot of people on that. People weren't going to buy another cab. You never delivered. You said, hold up, he's over. Yeah, yeah. We need another boost, man. I think we're gonna get it. I think that in time we're gonna get it. I ordered mine. You know, a lot of people ordered theirs because I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. I know exactly what I'm gonna do with my arcade. Maybe some of you guys don't. My arcade is about to be a dedicated shooter cab. It's the one thing I've always wanted. There are so many images out there that are dedicated shooter images. I'm gonna get the image, I'm gonna put it on there, I'm gonna get the panel, light guns, I'm gonna keep the stock hardware on one side, my image on the other, and it's gonna be a dedicated light gun cab. Because if you go out and try to buy a dedicated light gun cab, look at the prices. If you go out there and try to build a dedicated light gun cab, look at how much you're gonna spend. It only makes sense. So I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I've been telling my wife for a long time. I wanted a cat. I wanted a dedicated shooter. I just didn't want to build one. The software is really tricky sometimes. You know, I don't have the time for it. I didn't want to invest in it if I didn't know it was a lot of games that shooter games are kind of funny. You know, they're hit or miss with emulation the way they go. Prince Malcolm said he doesn't know, man. Only 320. I don't know. I'm gonna say that I think I'm gonna be honest with you, Malcolm. Let's keep it 100, man. I think a lot of people were burnt, man. And think about how many people have sold their cabs. How many people have resold their cabs? You got people like Console and Nick and all these guys at UAG and all these people in the community who bought multiple cabs and they sold them again. They've sold some people have bought and sold this cab 2 or 3 times in hopes that the day that what we have right now what was gonna happen. But it never happened. It didn't happen till now. Excuse me. See, Sean says, I love to do that to the cab too, man. Not enough consoles and cabs enough genres, but nice multicade for a racer, a shooter, those things. Yeah, I mean, you get Glenn's deck. You'll be able to put the steering wheel on it. You'll be able to put the guns on it. I mean, so like my ad games, it's already a multi-cab. What's up, Chosen? What's happening, brother? So it's already a multi-cab. So I don't have to make that a shooter. I don't have to make that a driver. I can take my iArcade that already has there and takes Glenn's deck, which basically is a copy of the At Games Legends deck. Nobody wants to say that. It's like the whole secret sauce was there for the whole world. The At Games Legends, which people are scared to talk about because it's been out there so long, was the secret sauce for our arcade. They just were scared. They didn't want to. John didn't want to be getting mixed up with the whole thought of I created something to for people to hack or for people to sideload ROMs and all this other stuff. Man, you got to get over yourself. Nobody, if you couldn't get IPs and you want to make your company work, you got to do what Arcade One Up did. They gave you basic cabs long enough to be able to acquire the major IPs. You have to have numbers. These people don't want to put stuff on your cab if you don't have numbers. Once you get numbers, you can say, hey, I've sold 1,000,000 cabs and I don't have anything on it, then You can then say, I want those IPs. I have a platform for you to I have the hardware in my cab that nobody else has. You can solidly run a AAA IP on this cab because they work on Android. They have ports for tablets and phones for a lot of these major AAA games, and it'll work. It would have sold because these people don't care that you run emulation on the same machine. They don't care. They just want to know, are people going to download the AAA game on their cab and they go get their cut? And it's enough cabs out there in circulation for them to make their money. The deal has to be there. The numbers have to be there. They missed it. They missed the mark, man. I've been saying it for a long time. And you guys, if any of you guys watch our Sunday show, man, I've been saying this for a very long time. You know, I've been saying it. So I hated that, that they missed that, because now they saying they have a couple of cabs left over. Watch and see how fast these cabs sell now that people know that they can emulate on them. Yeah, it should not have failed. It To me, I think it. Believe it or not, man, I believe it was pride. I think it was a soul pride thing. And if you're a man in this world who is a true man, people can tell you the first thing, especially Malcolm, you'll get this. A lot of people won't understand this, but if you go to any jail, if you go to any prison, if you do a survey of why a large number of people are incarcerated or dead because of certain situations, prideful. They pride was hurt. They walked all the way into a bad situation knowing that they were going down a rabbit hole because of their pride. They could have stopped at any point in time. John could have stopped this a long time ago and say, you know what? Hey, Glenn, take over. Be our development partner. Get us this deck. We should have had this deck a year ago. When they announced the Gen 2 caps, the gold caps, they should have announced this deck along with it. The problem they were worried about is, was anybody going to buy it? And probably nobody would have. They should have just changed the deck, changed the model over to a Gen 2 model, not called it a gold cap, and just said this is an upgrade. This is what's coming in the Gen 2. It's the same price as the Gen 1, but for all you Gen 1 guys, we're going to offer you a deck to bring you up to par with the Gen 2 cabs. And you could have left it at the same price. You could have just stopped selling them, cleared them out, and you would have been awesome. It's crazy. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm beating a dead horse. I'll be honest. I didn't watch a lot of other people's stuff on this, man. Like I said, I was out of town, but I saw the stuff coming across, and all I could think about was my thought process of what I've been saying for over a year. I always said I would never get rid of mine, man. We used to joke about it online when we talked to other people's shows about how they sold their calves and they're trashed and they're throwing them in the dumpster and they're making all these memes out of them. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. One day, 20 years from now, 25 years from now, when we're going to these arcade conventions and these shows, somebody's gonna pull out one of these things and it's gonna be worth a shit ton of money. It could have been a game changer. And the fact that there are so few numbers out there for this community, that they're only gonna go up in value. Because now you're gonna be able to get people that's gonna want them. If the production is over and now the ability to do whatever you want to, what is done, the only people that's going to be able to do it is the people that's got them. You can't get them anymore. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be John 20. Hey man, it's funny, man. Oh man, that's all good, Reese. Hope she's doing well. Say, okay, Reese was feeding daughter. Say, Malcolm said once I saw they tried to lowball offer a India developer for Jay Silent Ball Mail. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't try to pawn this stuff off, man. You just gotta, sometimes you gotta listen to people in the community. You know, like I said, it's pride, man. You just gotta listen to the people. The people told you what they wanted. They never wanted what you. They wanted the hardware, never wanted the software. It's like I said, you got a couple choice games on there that are great. I bought all of the choice, what I consider to be classic AAA games. They're all on my cab. You know, I even like the R types. I mean, R type to me in my mind, when you say R type, that's a hitter. All these other ones that are kind of like R types, they're not the hitters. You got the scrollers, you had the shooters, you had the beat 'em ups, man. You could have went with a lot of stuff, man. You could have went with a couple of different IPs that I don't think it would have been as hard to get. But I remember this. You know, hey, I let it go. But I'm gonna get into some gameplay in a minute. Unless you guys got anything else you want to say, add in, talk, man. This understand any platform I have. Hey, for one thing, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. I know, but everybody here subscribed, or you wanna even got the notification. All eight of you, I really do appreciate it, man. I really, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a young lady watching, I really do appreciate all you guys being here. But my platforms are always geared towards the people. I'm not gonna sit here and talk without involving you guys. So if you guys got any questions or anything, man, just feel free, man. I don't want to just jump into some gameplay or anything without talking to you guys. Shotgun Sean says, "Great hardware. Something I always brought up. Look at those games shown off in the beginning. The preload games, all the great modern games, Android games, classic games, and then goes on as well. Of course, yeah, nothing is as expected. I mean, you gotta make it. You gotta prove to these people. You gotta have numbers. This is a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's just that simple. It's funny. Everybody says the same thing. Not arcade, but at games said the same thing. You wanted uh Marvel versus Capcom. You wanted all these other caps. They say, show me the numbers. Prove that you can sell them. You want an NFL blitz? Prove you can sell it. It wasn't about getting the cab, it was about getting the IP. If you can't prove you can move these units, you're done. And excuse me, but Arcade One Up could have killed the scene. They could have been made a multi-gate cab. What do you think would happen? And I know that we're dealing with companies who don't want their IPs mixed with other people, but if they could make a cab and allow you to simply buy the game, download it on that cab, make that a triple A cab that you didn't have to force emulate, that you didn't have to hack, that you could simply just click a button and get Marvel versus Capcom. Click a button, Street Fighter. Click a button, Mortal Kombat. I know that the layouts are different, but man, people would do it. It was a coding issue. So the hardware that they put in just simply didn't work with the code. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Something I learned a long time ago. Money talk, bullcrap walk. You put enough money into something, it'll make it work. Now, the truth of the matter is, Shotgun, is that they had to realize something. Is this title worth the amount of money that they were gonna have to put into it to make it work. How many people were just waiting for Mutant League football? I have Mutant League football on a couple on my PC on a couple other different things. I don't know how often I actually play Mutant League football. I think me and Dan played it a couple times on the stream, and I play it every once in a while. But that's not. You have to realize it's just not. It's just not a situation that you want to go deep into, knowing that you're not going to get the outcome. It sounds real good when you say I could just simply take the IP, load it on the hardware, skin a cab, and sell it. But the minute you got to get into it and have people work, man, it changes the game. Okay, Prince Malcolm says Sega wasn't going to give Arcade any more games until they saw the games they have, in the beginning. Move. John said to me, "We want we won't waste money on Sega if we can move with Sega." It's just true. They just didn't have the numbers. Numbers. It's a numbers game, man. These people don't care. All they want to know is, are you going to get the numbers? Yeah. So yeah, shotgun man. So it's just I think that, like I said, for all of these sports guys like myself, if they would have sold it, been able to sell the cab straight up, no problem, and they didn't have anything, no hardware, software related to throw into it, and they could have made it work. Man, they would have sold. I think they would have sold a fair number of Mutant League football games just because of one word: football. Simple, simple. Man, you know how many people bought these dang NFL Blitz cabs that never bought anything else just because it was associated with football? I want to believe, if I can go back, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but at games, not get at games, but excuse me, Arcade One Up said that they had one of their highest female buys ever on the NFL Blitz cab because of so many females and so many families that love the sport of football. Yeah, it's shotgun. I agree with you too. We all knew it would work. They just couldn't. You just didn't. They just didn't do it right, man. I don't know, man. They needed another marketing team. They needed something, man. They needed some secret sauce, baby. They just didn't work, man. I'm gonna tell you what's funny. They never hyped this thing right. Is it just me, or did you just never felt super excited about it? Like Jung should have got off the screen. He should have came in every blue moon. You know, that whole starburst, all that long talking for an hour about nothing to get to a point, man. They should have hired a firm, man, or let some of these guys, man, that really love the cab, that weren't gonna be malicious to their business, really run with it, man. You know, like Malcolm, man, the stuff you were doing on this thing was great, man. Sean, you guys, all you got, you know, a lot of you guys, man, were talking about this thing, man. You guys should have really just talked to them and say, hey, man, let us take the keys to the whip, man. Like, we need to take this thing, man, and run with it, cause people just never got excited. You know, you just didn't build up that energy that was like, I gotta get an arcade. It just was never there. I don't know. So that being said, I'm off my soapbox. What's up? What's up? What's up? Damien, what's going on? What's up? So it said they always the community to hype it more and promote it more. They they should have, man. But sometimes when you're dealing with business, Malcolm, let's just keep it 100. Any startup, if you don't have a product that is so different from other products that is amazing, then it's gonna be hard to move. I don't know how at Games Legends, yeah, at Games did it. They sold a shit ton of units, but people bought them knowing they wasn't gonna use the units for what they bought it for. I go back to that. What's up, Damien? What's going on? What's going on? Casino Cade on sale. Go buy one. Okay. So if you guys in here, Damon says the casino Cade is on sale. I literally just left a casino the other day. I made about $60 and I walked out. So, you know, but for anybody else who wants to talk about this stuff, man, this is real, man. It's business. So I'm being absolutely honest here. They allow the wrong people within the community to hide the cabinets. Exactly. I give it to you, man. Damien says that cab is $4.99. But get back to Prince Malcolm. Hire a firm. Bro, stop trying. I know that your overhead is what it is, but you get with a young firm. You get with a young firm that has a good vision, and you partner with that firm to build the brand for that firm and to build your brand at the same time. You 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 get with some of these people. You disassociate yourself with some of these people. You disassociate yourself from the cancers. Hey man, sometimes you got to get out here and get ahead of the situation. If I knew that there were certain people in the community, I would have, if I was younger of the team, I would have reached out to these people and said, look, I appreciate what you're doing. I love the fact that you're enthusiastic, but I'm going to need you to back off from what you're doing, or I myself personally will have to go on and tell the community that as much as we love your enthusiasm, it's leading us in the wrong way. And people are going to listen. They're going to say, wow. The owner of the company came out and said that he sees the cancer in the community and he doesn't want his business to be identified as that. So he wants it to go another way. And people will listen. Why wouldn't they? You know? So Beach Street said at games been around for a long time. Matches, heaps of products have more than money behind them. Yeah, because they gambled, Reese. Like I said before, they, like I said, a lot of people who bought at games cabs, trust me, when at games came out, people they had garbage products. At games products were at your dollar store, they were at the Family General store. They were $5, $10 games that you could pick up, hook up to your TV, stuff that barely worked. It wasn't what it is now. I mean, they gambled on coming out with that cab, and when they came out with the cab, it was a home run. You don't even people talk about it. It's crazy. Nobody even talks about it, but nobody sells it. Out of all the people who sold all these cabs, how many people you hear actually hear say they sold their at Games Legends cab? Almost none. Let's see. Shotgun Mom Malcolm is on the spot. Prince Malcolm. Might just say I might sound crazy, but John should have allowed John D to help. John D was in the community for. Of course. Like I said, pride, man. Don't let your pride screw you up, bro. I mean, hell, at this point in time, they could have almost, been dissolved by Arcade One Up. Like everyone is happy that Arcade is going. This is what it says. Damien did what it said. It's like everyone is happy that arcade is going under, but it's bad for the community as a whole for arcade one up games at games because now they don't have to work hard to get better products. Hey man, I agree. I agree. But I'm gonna say this, man. They didn't have to go under. They just didn't have to. All they had to do is, if you guys that came in late, is no. We said this before. There's no reason that you brought Glenn or somebody else in at the very end to add stuff onto your cab that you could have added a year ago. If you knew you weren't making the money, if you knew you weren't moving the units, you should have added this stuff up a year ago, and you could have just charged to the game. Hey, if Sega don't want to give me IPs, if Konami, Capcom, any of them don't want to give me IPs, fuck it. I'm gonna continue to put my cab out. I'm gonna give it the ability for you to put what you want on it, and the way this cab is solidly built with the glass. When you buy the glass and you have the speakers, the sound, the way it looks, the way it plays, the controls, people would have bought them just because they don't want to build a cab. You pay $499 or $599. You get the cab. You already have whatever module that Glenn is gonna put in to side load it in. Sounds like an at games, and you just simply load whatever it is you want. You have the complete You have the complete IR8 front end, IRK front end, and you have whatever your other chosen front is that you want. It says, regardless of the fail of the shoulders of arcade, not focus on the right games and developing a lot of shovelware. I don't think it was up to them. I say this is a super small community. It is, but that's why you got to think out the box. You got to say, hey, okay, if and this is to chosen. If that's the case, then you have to make a point for people who never thought about buying your cab to buy it. Because I'm gonna say this: as much as I like my At Games Legend, it doesn't feel like my arcade. Just does it. One of them feels like press board that you can flip up in the air and throw around, and one of them feels like a solid ass cab with good controls. One has decent controls, one has good controls, and they weren't different in price initially. Shotgun said, "Hell no, LU is my most played." Hey, I get you, but the question, Shotgun, is that are you playing what's on it, or are you playing what you put on it? Never selling it. And that's what people gotta get real with. Are you playing what's on it? Or are you playing what you put on it? There it goes. Yeah. But I honestly believe at the end of the day, man, a lot of this could have gone away if they would have just chose the right people to the right think tank, man. Sometimes, you let people into your house, man, that don't mean it no good. They just don't have a vision. Or your vision is too much. Sometimes you gotta let go of the reins. There's other people that see things from a different light than you do. And Malcolm, I know you know, man. You were right there, like you said, man. What's that, Ritual Dello, man? There you go, man. Tell him, man. I got you, man. Chosen. It says, bro, the average person is not gonna spend $900 after it's all said and done, or if you get a good price point. My thing is that, like I said, you don't have to spend $900. They could have dropped this crap, man, to $500, $600, left the cab as is, gave the ability to side load whatever it is. They would have sold numbers. It's numbers, numbers. At Games has never went after a major IP. Never. What AAA game has At Games went after? Outside of having classics like Pac-Man and stuff like that, they ain't went after no. They ain't went after no Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Street Fighter. They ain't tried. Why? When you can just simply use their hardware to play what you already have. You said chosen says the problem with the arcade for me is that it's never gonna pay for those games, especially the. But that's what I'm saying. You never should have to. For those who want them, there's a lot. Now I'm gonna say this: after after hanging out with a lot of people who love super classic games, man, there are people out there that love these one-off weird classic type remake games. They feed off of them, man. They love them. You know, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, say Prince Malcolm. Do you guys think that another home arcade company will arise? I don't know. Somebody said something about it, but I mean, honestly, what outside of playing, listening to what we're saying now and going with the sauce, Prince Malcolm, man. I mean, come on. I mean, what else can they offer? Now, I would love for somebody to come out with a modular, full size cab that feels like a real cab, that would give you the ability to do what we're talking about. He says, At games cannot acquire AAA games because of their coin off license. But check this out. Let me say this. Do they care? If you sell enough cabs, do you care if you get a license? Because check this out. This is the difference. This is the realness. Even if you could sell more cabs or you sold less cabs to be able to acquire the IPs of a AAA game, does it does it make sense if you can only cap the sales at the number of cabs you have? You got to listen to me carefully. If I only have 10,000 units, right? But I don't have coin ops on there, and I can only sell 10,000 units, or I can only sell 10,000 copies of that game, which everybody who has the cab isn't going to buy it. Or do I do better and say, screw selling 10,000 units or 10,000 cabinets? I sell 1,000,000 cabinets and I never really put them on sale very much. And I don't have to worry about selling that title because I'm going to allow you to put it on anyway. What's up, Chris? What's going on? I mean, that's the question you got to know. Like I said, numbers, man. For you guys that deal in business, man, business is real. I deal with this stuff with my job all the time, man. I deal with these contractors. You got sometimes you got to under, man, quality or quantity. You know, do you want to sell one item for $1 million, or do you want to sell 2 million at $1? Say the new wave. Say, Chris, what's happening? What's happening? He said, I think the new wave may do a larger cabinets in the future. Yeah, chosen. I can get an orange pie and in the shell for less than 600 though. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you should never outprice yourself, chosen. If I bought the cab for $300, brand new, from iArcade, free shipping, then they had wiggle room. I don't care if they took a loss. You got to take a loss at some point. Take a little bit of loss to make a lot of money. I paid $300 for it. Glenn is offering a control deck for $160. He's going to be offering the addition, or somebody else is going to be offering an addition. That's another $50 on top of that. You get 20% off on your coupon when you sign up for the company. So if it's 160 bucks, 10% of 160 is 16. So that's almost this what $32 off for the price of $160 thing, you know, and then you do it you're $200 into an upgrade. I paid $300 for it. I'm $500 all the way in, and I have the ability to play whatever I want. That's I mean I bought mine through what's this company, man? I always miss it. They they send me these emails out all the time, these text messages, and I never ever really think about it. Modern, something modern, taste touch of modern. That's what it is, touch of modern. Yeah, UAG called me one day and say, man, they clearancing these joints out on touch of modern. Get one. I did it. New Wave Toys. It said chosen $3. Okay. So it says I know you can't you can't compare to the PlayStation or Xbox if you sell your product to loss leaders. Yeah, because they sell the games. Compromise loss. The problems arcade didn't have the volume. True. Chris says I paid $300 altogether for my arcade via Amazon. In the long run, I will spend over 500 plus on titles. Sometimes those loss leaders can generate larger sales with time. Yeah, I agree. Long haul. You know, you got to be willing to play the long game. You know, I say it 100 times. I'm gonna say it once again. For those people who still have the original arcade one up cabs, the original PCBs, the original everything as they sit, you're rare. I want to say the first two waves of those things got chopped and screwed. I actually chopped and screwed my Pac-Man, like I told you. I still got the control deck in my basement. I'm probably gonna give it away to somebody one day who wants one. It's complete. It's got the Glenn's retro spin, trackball. It's got upgraded buttons, controllers, joysticks, everything in it. Got modded springs, LED kit, all that shit. And it's completely skinned for Pac-Man, for the original Pac-Man. I got the light up riser, the riser, everything. But I converted that Pac-Man back to an original Pac-Man because you know what? I said that had the thought, the foresight of even though they're making all these other iterations of it, how many people actually have an original version of it that's still intact that does what it's supposed to do? There's a lot of people out there that's got them and they're modded, or they got the newer versions of it. Say all my first gen arcade one ups are modded into something else. I got more machines as time went up. Yeah, because it until they got those titles that you wanted, you had to put the titles on it that you wanted. It's just that simple. Until you got all of these titles, until you got Blitz, until you got some of this. I want to go into it. You till you got some of this other stuff. Hey, Goofy, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. But until you got the titles that you wanted, you had to mod it. And it was an understood thing. You had two choices. You could either go get a a a arcade one up, spend all the money and mod it, or you can go buy At Games Legends and cash to it, via either computer, Raspberry Pi, or coin ops. But the sole intent of buying either one of the cabs wasn't to play what was on it. There's a lot of games on the At Games Legends cab that I love that are weird. I love those games. Like I didn't even get into what's that, the City Connection, until I played that. Till I played it on there, and I was like, now I actually have City Connection on my arcade because I bought it. I bought that game because I played it on my At Games Legends cab, and I didn't even like it. So yeah. But guys, man, we've been in this thing for 63 minutes. It's an hour. I said I was gonna make it an hour. Uh I didn't get a chance to get any gameplay in, but yo, we had a good conversation. I appreciate you guys coming through. Let's say what Savers does. If Arcade One Up sold just a cab as a DIY, they will probably be more cheaper and equipped more. Yeah, if they ever came out with a blank cab, man, but you know why they're never gonna do it, because then they would be admitting that they bought a cab for people to hack. At first, they didn't care; they just wanted you to buy it. Says someone can make a widescreen cabinet for the Switch Steam Deck. Or that would give them. Hey man, it's a lot of people. I know they had them before, where the people had made the docks for them. I was getting my wife one of those decks that had that was gonna have the Switch dock in it. I'm still probably gonna get it for her, so she can hook up her Switch and she can play it. But the problem is that you know, I guess it's not a problem because then you're actually playing your Switch games through there, which is kind of cool, like Mario Kart and stuff like that. That's kind of dope. Make it arcade one up better quality. True, they should. All arcade one ups need to go to do is get with who designed our arcade cabinets. Real talk. Hey, I don't. They just need to get with them. But you can tell this, Malcolm. Hey, in the later caps, in these last couple of caps, man, they've been stepping their game up, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I, I put together my wife's deluxe class 81 cab. I really like that cab. It was built really well, bro. It was built really, really well. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not. It's not press board like the earlier cabs. It's really nice. It could feel better. The controls are still trash. Like we have to put a Glen switcher in there, 4-way, 8-way, to make the game work a little better. Actually, we don't really need is a really good 4-way because I mean it's Pac-Man, but Pac-Man and Galaga, so you go figure. Say made one up better. AU is a winner. All you need. I hey hey Chris. Hey, I understand the ALU is dope, man. People just ain't talking about it. 100% true. What's up? What's going on, man? What's happening? Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Although I've been on for 66 minutes and I gotta get off, guys. I gotta get ready to go to work. Hey, I'm gonna be doing this on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Please make sure you come through. Please come through and join me, guys. A big shout out. I'm finna go down the list for everybody that was here. Chris, uh, Kingsborough. Excuse me. Thanks. Richardello, thanks. A 100% true, thanks. Prince Malcolm, man. Hey, man, like I said, man, I'm gonna reach out to you, brother. I'm gonna reach out to you. Chosen One, Goofy Foot. Let's see who else is on. I don't want to miss anybody, man, because this is dope to me that you guys actually came on. Shotgun Sean for sure. Appreciate you, bro. Big Reese coming in all the way from Australia, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who else. Damien, deal with it, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. Thank you, man, so much. Um, Looks like that look like it covered pretty much it. JP, hey man, sorry I haven't been around. Hey man, it's okay. Still remember me? Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. That was cool. I hope that you like it, man. I actually stepped my game up a little bit with the keyboard to see if I can show it here. So I went crystal here. So it's a full crystal build. Yeah, it's the Astro Red Dragon Crystal. I know a lot of people don't like red dragons, but this thing is actually kind of dope, man. So yeah, thanks for coming by. If you can, like I said, we just talked about some of these classic machines, the arcade and some stuff like that. Yeah. But guys, hey man, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming through. It's gonna be Tuesdays and Thursday, 10 o'clock. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 o'clock. Nah, I'm not discounting them. I love them. I got a couple of them, JP. I got a couple of them. Yeah, so Malcolm, hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 10 o'clock from 10 to 11, 11ish, 10ish to 11ish. Come through, talk with your boy. Talk, man. Let's drink a little something, man. Have a little something, man, a little early morning, you know. And I usually do a little bit of gameplay. Man, this conversation we were having was so deep, man, that we didn't get a chance to get any gameplay in. But come Thursday, we'll jump on it again. All right. So everybody, make sure you get with your portables. Get on them. They're good. Get with your portables. Make them what you want them to make them. And and I'm gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you again. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, man. I appreciate you. Love you. And you guys be easy. Peace.